You can spend years around people and still feel like no one actually knows you, not the real you. They know the version of you that is easy to be around. They know the version that keeps things smooth. They know the version that does not create problems. But they do not know you. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you might realize that the loneliness that you've been feeling is not because no one cares. It's because they've been meeting the version of you that learned how to hide. Most people don't wake up one day and just decide to hide. Show a part of yourself once and it doesn't go well. Your body notices that. And from then on, something in you starts editing before you even have the chance to speak. There is a quiet kind of loneliness that comes from this, not from being alone, but from being seen incorrectly, from being liked for a version of you that is not truly real, from being understood just enough, but never deeply. And the hardest part is that you cannot even blame other people for it, because they are responding to what you have shown them. You say something once and the room changes. You express something honestly and it lands wrong. You show a part of yourself and it does not get received the way you'd hoped. And your body notices. It does not sit there and write a whole theory about it. It just learns something simple. That part of me might not be safe here. So next time you adjust. You say a little less. You soften it. You keep that part to yourself. And it works. Things stay smoother. There is less tension, less risk, less emotional fallout. So your system keeps doing it. This is how hiding begins. Not as some dramatic decision, as an adjustment. Then it repeats over and over again until one day you don't even realize how much of yourself you're actually leaving out. You enter a room already edited. You speak in ways that are easier to receive. You only share parts that are acceptable. You hold back the parts that feel deeper, stranger, stronger, more honest, more intense, or more real. And because it becomes consistent, it starts to feel just like who you are. You say things like, I'm just private. I'm not very expressive. I'm just chill. But sometimes that is not your personality. It is protection. If this kind of content speaks to you, like and subscribe, because this is the kind of stuff I talk about. The hidden patterns and the parts of you that started as survival and slowly got mistaken for personality. People do not know you. They know the version of you that feels safest to show. That line matters more than most people realize, because people respond to what they can see. They form a relationship with the version of you that is present. If that version is filtered, then your connection with that person is filtered as well. This is where something painful starts happening quietly. You can be liked, but still feel unseen. You can be surrounded and still feel alone. You can have people around you and still feel like nobody gets you. You can be deeply liked, but still feel deeply unknown. This is a hard feeling, because on the outside it can look like you have connection. But on the inside, you know something is missing. What is missing is recognition, real recognition. Not the polished version, not the easy version, and not the edited version. And the strange part is, you may desperately want that. You may want someone to really know you, really understand you, really meet you. But at the same time, you are still hiding. So there is a gap between what you long for and what you allow. You want to be seen, but you are still protecting the parts that need to be seen to know the true you. That gap creates a lot of tension because somewhere underneath all of this is a quiet fear. If they really saw me, would they still stay? That question shapes so much more than people realize. It shapes how much you share. It shapes how honest you are. It shapes how much depth you allow in your relationships. It shapes whether your truth comes out cleanly or gets trimmed down to something safer. So you test the waters. You reveal a little. You watch their reaction. You adjust. You pull back. You give just enough to stay connected, but not enough to feel fully exposed. And doing that all the time is really exhausting. Not because you are weak, but because managing your own visibility takes a lot of energy. It is tiring to think while speaking. It is tiring to watch the room while trying to be yourself at the same time. It's tiring to filter your truth, soften your edge, manage your tone, and to keep track of how much is allowed in every interaction. It is not just life that drains you, it is holding yourself back in every interaction. And there is another cost. If people do not see the real you, they cannot respond to the real you. They cannot support you in the way you actually need. They cannot understand what is really going on inside of you. They cannot meet you where you actually are because they do not have access to that version. If you do not show them who you are, they can only connect with who you appear to be. That is where so much misunderstanding comes from. It's not always that people are incapable of depth. Sometimes they are simply in a relationship with the version of you that you felt safe to offer. This is why hiding is so tricky. It protects you from rejection, yes, but it also protects you from being fully known. That is the trade. And a lot of people don't even realize they're making it. They just know that they feel lonely and it doesn't make sense. They know they feel unseen even when people say that they care about them. They know they feel disconnected even when they are technically included. That is because inclusion is not the same thing as being known. There is also something else that happens when you hide yourself long enough. You start losing touch with the person that you actually are because you're always adapting, always adjusting, always shaping yourself in response to the room, to the person, the tone, the mood, or the environment. So your sense of self becomes flexible, but not in a free way, in a reactive way. When you're always adapting to the room, you slowly lose connection to your own center. You stop asking, what do I actually feel? And start asking, what version of me fits here? That shift is costly because your identity is being shaped by response, not by truth. And that changes your relationship with yourself. You start second guessing your instincts. You hesitate before you say what you really think. You feel a split inside yourself, where one part knows the truth and the other part is busy managing how much truth can come out. Eventually, being yourself starts to feel unfamiliar. The more you hide, the more being yourself starts to become risky. That is the part that people don't talk about enough. The hiding can go on for so long that the real you starts to feel like the dangerous one. The edited you feels normal. The part of you that's managed feels safer. The careful you feels responsible. And the more that happens, the harder it becomes to even imagine what real self-expression looks like. That is when people start saying, I don't even know who I am anymore. Not because they have no self, because they've spent so long adjusting it. If this part hits you, watch my other video about the part of you that enters the room first, because it directly connects to this. A lot of hiding begins before you even speak. It begins in the version of you that walks into the room already edited, already prepared, already trying to be acceptable. That video goes deeper into this, and I will leave a link below, because a lot of the time hiding does not begin mid-conversation. It begins at the start. It begins at the threshold. It begins in posture, in tone, in energy, in how much of you arrives before your words do. Now, none of this changes overnight. You don't suddenly become open, completely visible, completely unfiltered. Your system would not trust that. It would feel like too much, too soon. This changes in smaller moments. Moments where you say something slightly more honest than usual. Moments where you don't soften your sentences as much. Moments when you let someone see a little more of what is real. Not everything, just a little bit more than before. You do not become visible all at once. You just stop hiding as much. And those little moments really matter, because your body starts to collect new evidence. You show a little more and nothing collapses. You tell the truth a little more clearly and connection is still there. You stop filtering as heavily and people stay. That is how trust gets rebuilt. Not through theory, through experience. Through showing your system, little by little, that honesty is not always punished. Visibility is not always dangerous. And being real does not always cost belonging. And slowly, something starts changing. You feel more present, more grounded, more solid inside yourself. Not because the world suddenly become perfect, but because you stopped leaving parts of yourself out of it. You do not find yourself by searching. You find yourself by stopping the habit of hiding. So comment below and tell me which part of yourself you learned to hide first. And if you're not ready to say that out loud yet, think about this. If people only know the version of you that is safest to show, then who really knows the real you? And if you let yourself be seen a little more honestly than you did yesterday, what might your life begin to feel like?